Hey guys, Joe Madden here. This is Pocket with Joe for Friday, May 13th, 2022. I want to thank you guys all for joining me here today. We are talking everything on the ice tonight. We got three great games on the board. Just while everyone jumps on the stream here, let's look at what happened yesterday. The Canes were unable to end the series, losing that game 5-2. Versus Boston. We saw Toronto come out, not able to close that one out either, with the Tampa Bay Lightning getting that win 4-3. St. Louis Blues closed out the series, will be advancing. They won the game 5-1 over the Minnesota Wild. Now the Wild sent out Cam Talbot, which why they did that? He was cold and it showed last night. Congratulations to the St. Louis Blues. Edmonton Oilers came back against the Kings, got a 4-2 win. Didn't want to see that happen. Won the Kings to close that one out, but we will have game 7 between these two in Edmonton tomorrow night. Let's look at what we have on the board tonight, you guys. These games are going to be absolutely fantastic. We have the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins at 7 o'clock Eastern, the Florida Panthers and the Washington Capitals at 7:30 Eastern, and at 9:30 Eastern, the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars kick off. So let's break down the first game on the board, the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And now, New York comes in here at -116 on the money line, plus 105 for the Penguins, with a total that's climbed from 6 to 6.5. This is going to be a great game, you guys. New York, I think, has to come out and play like they did in their last game. They have to get those shots on goal. They had a comeback game in the last one. They were down. They just got goal after goal, winning that one 5-3. And I do think we see it tonight. Now, grabbing them here on the money line is great at -116. We see for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby is out. Now, he has 31 goals on the season and 53 assists. He is needed for the Penguins to get the win here. So with him off the ice, I definitely can see the Rangers pulling this off. I think another good way to look at it is the over in this game as well. We're going to see a lot of goals. We're going to see a desperate New York Rangers team, especially if they get down on the Penguins get up on them. We will see this go over the 6.5, but loving the Rangers here tonight, you guys, to pull off the win and send it back to New York for game 7. The next game on the board, we have the Florida Panthers taking on the Washington Capitals. Now, this one kicks off at 7:30. The Panthers coming in here high on the money line at -161, plus 140 for the Washington Capitals. Now, the Panthers lead this series 3-2, looking to close it out tonight. I've been looking at the totals in this one. I know Samsonov for the Washington Capitals is a strong goalie, but he has allowed 3.02 goals on average this season. Bobrovsky for the Florida Panthers, 2.67. Now, both of these teams are averaging higher in goals. In the last 10, the Florida Panthers have averaged that 3.1. In the last 10, Washington Capitals have done better on the season, but only that 2.5. For the Washington Capitals here, they have been able to score the goals on the Florida Panthers. In game 1, we saw them come out scoring 4 goals. I do have faith in them here, especially in game 3. We saw those 6 goals to get the goals on the board, especially if they get down as well. Again, this is game 6. Elimination if the Capitals don't get it done. They're going to have a hard time against the Florida Panthers tonight. We know the Florida Panthers play so strong offensively. I think the only way for the Washington Capitals to win this one is to keep up offensively in this one. I'm going to take the over 6.5 as well. In the last 13 meetings, we have seen 10 of those go over. And when we look at these last 5 games in this series, there has been 34 goals with an average of 6.8 goals per game. So I'm going to ride the over 6.5. I do think with what we see, if the Washington Capitals can stay out of the penalty box, they can get this win here. The Panthers have struggled in Washington, going 7-17 in the last 24 meetings. But really interesting stat I found here, and why I think the Washington Capitals absolutely have to stay out of the penalty box. The Panthers have gone 23-5-2 in their last 30 games when they have scored 1 goal on a power play. They're absolutely dominating when they get that one goal on a power play, winning those games, 23 of the last 30. So the Washington Capitals need to stay out of the box, and they have every opportunity to get this win tonight, force this one to game 7. I think the best bet is the over 6.5. I was looking at the first period over because I do see a lot of goals in the first period as well. The problem with that, you guys, is what we're paying on that. Over 1.5 in the first period is minus 168. I can't get to the window with that, but I will take the over for the full game. The last game on the board, you guys know this one. I am so excited for the Calgary Flames taking on the Dallas Stars. Now, Calgary comes in here at minus 160, plus 140 for the Dallas Stars with a total of 5.5. Now, right away, I'm going to lean on the Calgary Flames in regulation, you guys. But take that with a grain of salt. I am a Calgary Flames fan. So I completely understand if you don't get to the window with that. What I'm looking at here is it's Calgary, you guys. Jacob Markstrom in net, 2.22 goals against average. Ottinger coming in here for the Dallas Stars. He's been phenomenal in this series, 2.53 goals against. In the last game, we saw Calgary in that last period score 3 goals. Now, Dallas held them in the first 2, played absolutely phenomenal. Ottinger just stood completely on his head, and I'm expecting him to come out strong again today. But we have a team total for the Calgary Flames at 2.5 at minus 140, so a little bit higher on juice, but I love it. I think what we're going to see in this one is Calgary's offense really open up. They've only averaged that 2.8 goals in their last 10, with Dallas allowing that 2.1. But what I'm seeing is Calgary getting up to start in this one over Dallas, and for Dallas to make some mistakes. So I do like the over 2.5 here. This under scares me tonight. Now, we've seen this series trend so strongly to the under, with only one of those games pushing on the over. But you guys, going over in that one. I can't take the under 5.5 when this is an elimination game for Dallas. If Dallas is down, they're going to give it everything they've got to try to get that goal on Markstrom. We saw in game a couple games ago when Dallas scored with 4 minutes left, Markstrom almost had the shutout. We can see goals like that coming again, especially with the empty netters. So I'm going to stay off the total for this game because I'm worried about those empty netters coming in the final minutes of an elimination round. But I will take the Calgary Flames team total over that 2.5 at minus 141. Think it's a great way to go. Now, if you're looking for a goal scorer prop in this one, I would take Johnny Gaudreau or Lindholm here. Johnny Gaudreau has 40 goals and 75 assists on the season. You could also look at his points tonight. Definitely think he gets over those. And Lindholm coming in here with 6 goals and 2 assists in the last 10. Both of those guys taking their points, shots on goal tonight, is a great way to go. But you guys, let's do a quick recap here for you. I appreciate each and every one of you being here today. So in the first game, I'm going to ride with the New York Rangers on the money line. I also like the over 6.5. The Florida Panthers and the Washington Capitals, I'm going to take the over 6.5 in this one, leaning on the Washington Capitals to push this to game 7. The Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars, you guys, I have to take the team total of the Calgary Flames over that 2.5. And I'm leaning on Calgary in regulation with Johnny Gaudreau and Lindholm over on their shots on goals or points tonight, like both of them. I would also sprinkle on an anytime goal out of both of these guys. But you guys, thank you for joining me here with Puck It with Joe. Appreciate each and every one of you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Keep smiling, and you know the drill. Let's make some puck and money. Bye, guys.